All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of The Urban Gardener. I want to thank you all so much for joining with me here today. And if you haven't already, please get down below there, hit that subscribe button, follow along with more garden adventures as we continue growing here on The Urban Gardener. In fact, hit that bell notification so you can be notified of upcoming episodes. Now today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be tackling a project I've been wanting to get done for quite a while now. I want to put in an herb garden and also install a water feature to go along with it. So we're going to put out some soil and plant out some herbs, and we're also going to tackle another project. We're going to take something old and broken and we're going to make it new again. So if you all saw the video we uploaded recently, and I talked about what the landscaper who was hired by the owners did to my strawberry patch, which at the time really freaked me out because he just weed whipped this whole thing. It looked like all of the plants were gone. As you can see, our strawberry plants are coming back. They're looking really great. In fact, I've got lots of flowers that are forming on some of the plants. So we might just get strawberries yet. And front yard lawn is really starting to grow in now. Landscaper didn't do a very good job leveling out or getting this area prepared to be seeded out very well, but I'm glad to see that it's finally growing in, even though I'd much rather have raised beds if I owned this place. But here we are. This is our area just right off the side of the house here, right along our alleyway. And this is where we're going to install our herb garden. I'm going to just kind of have it wrapping around the side and coming around here. Where you see we got this topsoil already is where we're going to set up our herb garden. And I've also dug out this space here. We've got some stones already set in, where we're going to put in our water feature. It's just going to be a little water pond with a fountain and a waterfall. And then we're going to put in some containers to kind of go around it for some of our container herbs. There's just some herbs you want to grow in containers and not in your growing space. So what we're going to do there, after we spread out this topsoil, is I've got some garden compost that we're going to put in on top of it, and then on top of that I'm going to add some sifted compost plus some organic fertilizer. But first, this is going to be our first project real quick. We're going to take this garden bed which we had on our back patio, and it was falling apart. The bottom kind of broke out on us there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fix and repair that. We're going to put the bottom in just a little bit lower. We're going to add a little bit more depth to it. So we'll put some new sides down below there, which will make it deeper. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take some of this wood that we've got over here. We're going to save some time and space in filling this up. And we're going to put some of those wood log pieces in the bottom of our bed there and do a little bit of experimenting with some hugelkultur. But first, let's fix this bed up. So we filled out the bottom of the bed, pretty much taking up most all of the space that we just added to this, but it'll be kind of cool to check out the Hugelkultur style of gardening here. Again, like I said, saving time and space. Now I'm just going to kind of work in some topsoil all around all of these logs here, and then after that we'll add some of our garden bed planting mix. There we go. Now we've got our old box all rebuilt, and now it's working again. We've had this box for several years. I think I built it out about 8 years ago before the bottom finally gave out on us. But we've given it new life, given it new support underneath, some more depth with a whole nother panel here. We did our Hugelkultur down on the bottom there by putting in some logs and wood. Filled it up about halfway there with some topsoil and topped it off with our garden box mix that we have there. And then what we've got here is some of our organic fertilizer. And we're just going to spread some of this all around it. We're just going to mix our organic fertilizer right into the top couple inches, and we'll plant it out with some of our plants that we've got that we made with our soil blockers. So stay tuned for a future episode. We'll plant this box out. Alright, so we've got this tub kind of pond liner, I guess, which is just going to be a small little pond that we've set up here. A friend gave me this piece here, which is kind of a cool little waterfall. So we'll have a waterfall through this pump here attached to it, and then this one here is another pump that will spray and make kind of a cool little fountain in the middle of it all. So kind of a cool little added water feature here for this part of the yard. And then what I'm going to do is right around it here, we're going to put in some containers. I've got different containers, like some of this mint. We've got oregano's, mint, some lemon balm, another mint or so there. Just the sort of herbs and things you want to grow into containers, because if you just grow them in with your garden, they're just going to take over. They're really kind of invasive in a sense, but so we're going to keep them limited to containers, and we'll keep them cut back as we need to throughout the season, and hopefully try not to let them grow into our garden. So now what I want to do is level out this topsoil that I've got here, all around here, and what will be around the containers after I get the containers in. And then from there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my bagged local compost that I've got, and we're going to make another good layer on top of that. And then after that's leveled out, I've got some sifted compost that's mixed with some really good organic fertilizer that I'm going to put on the top, the very top, and then after that we'll plant out our herbs. Alright, we got it all installed. We got our two water fountains flowing there. Although I think the one pump I got is maybe just a little weak there. Might have to look into getting one that just pumps just a little bit more. Alright, project near completed. We've got our water feature, fountain, waterfall. I do got to get a better pump, so that'll flow a lot better there. And then what we got to do too is I'm going to get some sort of barrier here for a weed barrier, and then also dig out and kind of create a path for water down the little hill right there, so that the water overflow can just head right down into the alleyway there, right down through our path, and then I'll just pretty much fill all that in with rocks. So we'll rock that up, probably add a bunch more rocks around our fountain area, and then we've got our different oreganos and mints in our container there. And this plant here, that one's called a Japanese Andromeda. I just thought that was really cool looking, so we added that plant to our herb garden area. And I've got this one here we're going to plant out. I believe it's called epazote. I might have that wrong. I'll put the right name on the screen there. And then we've got a couple of different kale starts from our back patio I'm going to mix in there as well. And then this one here, we've got summer savory. So we'll have a savory, and we've got a red shiso. And then I'm saving some room here. I've got other herbs that I'm seeding out, and we'll plant those out. And here we've got some lavender. And then again, like I was saying, I'm going to plant out a canna. And I got this elephant ear that when it pops out, I'll end up transplanting that into this area here to go along with our hostas that we've had here growing for the last couple of seasons, just to add some sort of nice floral look there. And I've got some garlic chives And then we'll also put in some just regular onion chives. We'll be putting in there as well. I've got seeded out. And some pineapple sage. And here we've got some silver thyme that we'll put there. And then I've got also a couple of extra lettuces that I had left over from our garden minute, the garden in a bag. So we'll put some of those lettuces mixed in there with those as well. And that should complete our herb garden. So alright, there we go. We pretty much got that project done for the day, at least for the most part. We do have a few other things that we're going to have to get in order to finish them up. Like I said, we're going to have to get a better pump to pump up that waterfall. Plus, got to figure out a better situation for the electrical to be able to keep it dry, as well as putting in the rock and the drainage that we're going to need to have for that. But we'll get to that here in the coming days. Plus, in about a week or so, we'll start planting out our new garden bed that we've got here. I've got some starts that'll be ready to go just in time. So make sure you stay tuned for those future episodes and see some of our updates on all of our different projects that we've got going on here on the Urban Gardener. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and get down in the comments section. Let me know you are here. Let me know if you have any questions or anything about any of our videos or our project we did here today. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Follow along for more garden adventures. I'll see you all on the next episode. That saw came in just the end, but we're keeping it. We're keeping it. For joining with me here today. Let's try that without the car going by. Right, if you guys saw our video, oh, no, that's not it. The side of the house that I'm going to install our herb garden. In fact, we'll let the emergency trucks drive by. Urban City Gardening. And front yard. Oh, guess they're not done yet. The subscribe button, follow along. I was on a roll too. I was on a roll. I just about had it finished up there. And that's the thing about doing these videos outdoors in the neighborhood. Big loud vehicles, airplanes, motorcycles, animals, mariachi music, saws, lawn mowers, you name it.